thank you guys for coming tonight. We really worked a couple things, transition defense after our last game. And then I know we had 15 turnovers, but I thought we did a better job for the most part. That team was top 50 in the country at forcing turnovers last year. When passing the ball, 21 assists on 32 field goals. So really pleased with some steps we made forward in this game from last week.
Well, you guys came out hot, from 3-point, I think. And I think one game last year you had 7 guys that made threes. That was it. But you had 7 tonight in your opener.
Yeah, I think when the ball moved, it really helped. We had some really good looks in the first half. Guys made shots. As you know, anytime you make shots, things look a lot better out there. And then second half, we didn't make some, and it didn't look as good. We didn't move as well. And I thought the last 8 minutes we really moved the ball. We had some great possessions. All 5 guys touched it and had some really good big-to-big passing for finishes down there.
And then talk about Effie flipping the switch in that second half. He had 11 points. That in the first half he really didn't do much of anything. What do you think what was going on in his mind that he just finally opened up?
Yeah, I think that's a really big compliment to him to stay mentally engaged and mentally ready for that second half. I don't think he had any shot attempts first half. Again, they were collapsing in the paint, and we were doing a really good job finding shooters on the perimeter. And then second half, when the pace slowed down a little bit, he was really efficient. Thought he had some really key offensive rebounds, finished well around the basket, and then I thought he rebounded, especially in the zone. The last 8 minutes, his rebounds were really good.
Can you talk about the versatility of the group? Because it seemed like whoever was getting the rebound, obviously you've got the guys for it, but they could just get it and go. And talk about what that brings for you guys in transition.
Yeah, I really liked, again, our ability to see the court and find the open man. And, Nana gives you a different dimension because he's your power forward, but yet he can bring it up. And thought that he did a really good job starting some fast breaks for us that allowed other guys to run and then, get some points in transition. So, we really like that. Again, we want to play fast. We want those guys to get out and run. And so having, basically 4 guys that can bring it up does help expedite your break.
That Wilhelm and Caleb connection that came in off the bench, is that something you saw this summer, and how impressed were you by those guys to come in and play off each other?
Yeah, Caleb Dog played really well in the USC game, and he's had some good practices, so he can shoot the ball, so he can stretch the defense some, which opens up the lane for our guards. And so, those 2 I thought had a really good run in that first half, and we built our lead in the first half. Those 2 were both in and played a major factor in that.
And 27 points off the bench, and you guys your 2 guys that only 2 guys back from last season, Makai and Caleb, and for those guys to kind of settle into their roles and doing what they can to win a game.
Yeah, Makai, I thought he had a great stretch in the first half. I thought Caleb again had a great stretch in the first half. They were both in that group with Will and Caleb Smith that when we really got momentum and got a lead. And we love the depth of this team. Again, we feel like there's a lot of pieces and lineups we can put out there that give us different looks. And so Makai and Caleb were extremely important in that first half. I think their experience of playing out here a year with us really showed in that first half how they help us build a lead.
Can you talk about, I know they made a little bit of run in the second half, you talk about what that was, and then also your ability to kind of put the ball, it seems like, in Brian Moore's hands down the stretch to just kind of calm everything down. He seemed to get you home.
Yeah, Brian's a senior. He's played in a lot of college basketball games. He has a lot of experience, and he has tremendous speed with the ball. And, obviously the 4 turnovers, he and Makai, we got to do better. Can't have 8 between 2 point guards. So they need to get better at that. But I thought Brian, the last 5 minutes, again, made really good decisions. He really got our offense moving. And I think he'll just get more and more comfortable, the more games we have.
And Dusty Stromer, he's pretty reliable, very efficient.
Yeah, 5 assists, 0 turnovers is tremendous, against a team that was top 50 in the country last year, forcing turnovers. And so, he got a little foul trouble in the second half, but he does a really good job spacing, making good decisions. He's an excellent 3-point shooter. He'll shoot better than 1 for 4. And he did a great job in our zone. I thought he was really good up top in the zone using his length.
Last question for me. Have you ever coached a team like this where you have 3 or 4 guys that can have 5, 6, 7 assists any given night? Have you ever coached a team like that?
I've had a lot of guys that can go score, but it is, you have Dusty, you have Nana who can really pass the ball. Brian, Mackay, Jaden. So you do have quite a few, and I think that will be a strength of our team is 21 assists, 32 field goals. Like we need to move the